Hi everybody, this is Miss Rosa, as most of you know me, Miss Rosa or Latina Mamis, and I just wanted to share um, a message today. So I'm gonna share a quick clip right now, just to show you my mindset that where I'm going with what I'm gonna say today. Just watch. We all know it. Walk every day, but love more like it is. The world's most dangerous ways to school. Climbing, freezing, huddling for hours, all for the chance of a better life. Risking, sweating, and sometimes just simply beautiful. The most dangerous ways to school. So, let me stop sharing. So I wanted to start with that short clip due to the fact that as an educator and somebody who was born in poverty, I understand the risk of trying to go to school when it's not given to you is something that is just not there, right? My family was poor. My parents couldn't, pay for school, public school, especially in my country, being a third world country. So in that short clip, it just stated how like kids who still have so many obstacles for them to be able to go to school, but their parents know that going to school will allow them to have a better life. And if it's better, meaning better than their parents, right? So then when they have children, they can give better to their children. And so the cycle continues to not getting worse or not staying the same when it comes to education or living your life that God gave you to live, right? But if the opportunity is not given to you, then and you're a child and you can't do nothing about it, then that makes sense. However, if you have parents who are trying their hardest and they are trying to see how you can get a better education because they know that them not being able to write or read or for them to be able to make enough income to be able to support their family is a huge struggle, and not just a struggle in economically, money wise, a struggle in the way they live their life. And maybe because even the way civilization, the way the world is moving, staying behind is something that is not something you want to do. So a lot of times as an educator, I notice that with my students that I work with, or some of you that I work with, you might think that you have it tough. And don't get me wrong, everybody has a rough situation going on in their life. And I know that a lot of my students that I work with are coming through some struggles from home. With that said, if you have struggling situations, if you are dealing with situations that are keeping you from, let's say, getting better at home because there is, sexual abuse, there is um, emotional abuse, there is neglect, there is just worse things that could be happening, like hunger, right? You're going hungry, stability, um, having things to be more consistent, which goes with stability. Maybe you don't live with your mom, you live with your aunt. If you don't live with your aunt, you live with your grandmother. If you don't live with your grandmother, you live with an uncle. If you don't live with an uncle, you live with your mom's best friend or your dad's best friend or whoever can try to help you, right? And then you as a young child, because you are, or as an adult that you went through it, that you went through all of these struggles, you start having issues at school. You start hating school, not only because you don't have what you need at home, but because maybe you get bullied, or maybe because you don't have a lot of friends, or maybe you want attention that you're not getting at home. And because you don't get it at school either, you're trying to get attention all in the wrong places, which can get you in trouble, which can get you suspended, which can get you to smoke, which can get you to drink. So, my message for you is that as parents, as a young parent like myself, if I'm not there for my children, and this is young parents, young adults, or just in general adults who have parents, and I want to speak from my perspective too, that as a parent, if I did not take care of my child, if I did not give him what he needs, the necessities of like making sure that he has his mom around, making sure that he has his father around, making sure that he has clothes and he has a clean bed and he has his school supplies. Of course, it's going to be very difficult for my son to be able to be successful in school and be able to focus. Of course, that's a given right there. And we can say that maybe you can speak through maybe something like that happening to you, or is happening to you currently. However, as a young parent or as a parent myself, I noticed that if I did not take the initiative to want to be better, to want to do better, to want to get an education, to want to be the best that I could in everything that I try when it came to school, I myself will not be able to give that to my son right now. I will not be an example for my son. And then I'm creating my next generation, my son's generation, to be uneducated if I didn't educate myself. If I chose to just get in trouble in school because I can play the card where my parents were alcoholics, my parents were not there, my parents like were on the street, just there drunk. I didn't have a consistent home. I never went to school. I was always dirty. I could use all those excuses. I saw things that I should, as a child, as a young child, should never see, and I experienced things that as a young child I should never have experienced. And now as an adult looking back, I could have made so many excuses for why I couldn't do well in school, why I acted out in class, why I talked back to my teacher, why I had to like do my homework, and why do you give so much, and why can't you, and be disrespectful and be rude and use all those traumatic events that happened to me as a young child, use them for when I was giving a second chance to become something. So I'm an example, and I want to talk about personal experiences that if I did not choose to do better and to be better, because I have experienced the worst and I had experienced pain that a child should never go through, if I did not choose to do better, I will not be able to teach my son to do better and to be better and to want to do better than me, right? I don't want him to do better than my mom because he never met my mother, my biological mother. I never want him to think, oh, you do better than my biological father because my biological mother did not have an education. They were alcoholics and they were just trying to make it in life. My son has so much more opportunity given to him now. And again, I want to talk to parents and young, like kids in middle school, high school, young adults. A lot of stuff is happening in our lives. A lot of stuff is happening in your life in particular. But try not to make excuses for what is going on in your life for you not to do better in your life. Do not use your mother as an excuse for you not to do good in school when you know better. Yes, does it hurt? Yes, do you have so much in your mind that you can cry sometimes? Yes, but guess what? You are stronger. You are young. You are able to overconquer and go through so much stuff in life and still continue to be successful if you choose to. Your path is not determined by your mother's past actions. Your future is not determined by your father's past actions or current situations. Your future is determined on you and you yourself only. And parents, if you are able to correct yourself, to be able to give your children something better, do it now so that they can see an example. And if kids, if you don't have your parents to look up to, choose you to want to do better for your future and for your future children so that they can look back and say, wow, my mom came out from this situation, and even though it was tough, even though all these things happened to her and she got suspended, she was not doing well in school, she got bad grades, she was able to finally turn it around. And now I can look back and say, she's the reason why I want to be a doctor. She's the reason why I want to be a lawyer. She's the reason why I want to be an entrepreneur. She's the reason why I want to be a great athlete and give it my all. Too many times, I see my students, some of you, make excuses of why you can't do better, why you cannot take the opportunity that's given to you and try to do better because the tools are there for you to do great. Yes, do you have a rough time? Do you have a tough situation? Yes. But can you overcome it? Yes. Do you want it bad enough to overcome it? Or do you want to fall in that belief that, oh my gosh, I'm too stressed, I'm too this, I don't have this, and it's like poor me. And I don't want to say it's excuses because everybody deals with situation differently. However, you have to find the light in you and the strength within you to say, my current situation is not going to be my future situation because I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop this negative, ugly cycle that has been happening through my family for the last 2 generations. I will be the one who makes a difference. And even though you might just go to college and get a good job so that your children could go to college and become something more, that's okay. You already overcame a situation where maybe you did not graduate from school. And also, the other thing is looking good. If that's all you focus about, like school is not important to you, but getting dressed for the boys or vice versa, um, like taking nice pictures to post them on social media, and everybody's commenting on your picture or on your video, and you're just like getting pretty just so that you can hear others say that you're pretty. Let me tell you something. That's only gonna last so long. We're all young once and we all look beautiful at some point. And you could be the most beautiful person in the world. But beauty in itself is not gonna get you out of an ugly situation that you want to get out of if you yourself don't get an education or don't figure out what it is that you want to do to be able to keep moving forward. Smoking weed, smoking vapes, being high, drinking, hanging out, fighting, all those things are not going to get you anywhere. Those are all just excuses, and those are just things that are put in your life to see if you can overcome those things and say, nah, I'm not going to be a part of that. Or those are things that are going to keep you from actually doing well and from actually moving forward and from actually turning that cycle of like situation that you don't want to be in your home. So don't be thinking that all these filters, all of these beautiful pictures that you're taking now and you're looking all grown and you're looking all like, man, I'm this, I'm hot and everything, but you show up to school like looking like you don't care and you don't care about yourself, you don't care about your future, you don't care about nothing other than how you look and how other people say they like you, they don't like you, or whatever. Things that are not going to ultimately help you for your future to be better. Again, let's go back with the video I show you guys, the clip that I show you from the beginning. These children from all these different countries go through jungles, go through 100 kilometers, miles after miles after miles, days, over 7 days to try to get to school. Their parents give up everything so that they can give a chance to their children so they could go to school to be able to read and write because their parents can't do it. And that's if they make it through the journey, difficult journey to get to school. So they're taking big risk. And everybody here who's in America, New York specifically, I want to speak in New York because I'm from New York right here. You have buses who come to your house or to the bus stop. You have people who love you and who care for you, even if you don't have a home that you feel like you're loved and you're being taken care of. School have multiple programs for you to be able to be successful. But that's only if you want it. All those tools could be given to you and you can just ignore them. And what you don't want is you don't want to ignore them. And then one day you're 18 years old and you're considered to be an adult. And you have to start paying for every single program or every single skill that you want to learn. You have to start paying. But you yourself don't have an education. And you're going to be mad at the job that you're working at because everybody's taking advantage of you. And you don't have options because you chose not to turn it around. Turn it around now. Now is the time. Don't wait. Thank you, everybody. I hope you guys like this. If you guys like it, please share it. And you can follow me on Instagram, Latina Mommies. Latina Mamis, Mamis. And you can follow me on TikTok, Rosa for Latinas, or you can just subscribe into my YouTube channel so that you can hear more truth, my truth. And I always share educational things, anything that's got to do to like tell a truth and nothing filter, even though my background is filtered. But at least you know that I'm keeping it real 100%. I share things about keeping your life or being healthy, how to be healthy. So I always keep it 100%. There's no fakeness in here. There's nothing fake about me. I keep it real. I say the truth. And all I want to do is to be able to help you because I wish I had somebody like me at your age to help me. So I hope you guys have a great night and go to school tomorrow. If you're not at school and you're a parent with children, wake up, make some breakfast for your kids, give them a hug, tell them you love them, and tell them that you know that they can do anything they want to do in life, even if you screw up. So, have a blessed night, everybody. Bye.